Yum, 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 yum. Hey everybody, welcome to my first Q&A. Well, you guys probably know already that I answer all kinds of questions all the time on my Facebook page and here on YouTube. But one particular commenter suggested that I do a Q&A, so I'll do it for him. And if it goes over well enough, then I'll make some more in the future. Looks like I got to be quick about this though, because the weather is starting to turn a little nasty. So I'll get started. Donut Patrol. That's the man who suggested that I do this. He wrote, "Marty, could you do like a Q&A video from questions on your YouTube channel? I think people would be into it." And then he goes on to write, "What is your favorite fish to catch?" So Donut Patrol, here's the Q&A video for you and for everybody else out there. And as far as your question, what fish do I like to catch the most? Well, I'd have to say that my favorite fish, it's a real tough question. I mean, redfish are strong fish. They pull really hard. They taste good and they look pretty. And snook are really good tasting fish, and they do a lot of acrobatics, and they're a little harder to catch. I mean, you got to work the tree lines to get them. And trout, trout are really cool fish, the way they blow up on top water, and they're real aggressive. Flounder are probably my favorite fish to eat, but not so fun to catch. Tarpon might be on that list, but you can't eat a tarpon, and it's not like you go out and you catch them all the time. Shark pull really, really hard, but they're kind of dangerous to play with. And I'm going to say that my favorite fish to catch is sheep's head. Yep. I know there's somebody out there right now going, sheep's head? Your favorite fish to catch is sheep's head? Yeah, I think so. They're real scrappy. The big ones pull really hard. And they like structure, so, you got to pull them out of the structure quick, and, they can be real hard to catch. And my goodness, they taste good, and they look awesome, and they're just fun fish, and a lot of times I don't have to go very far to get them. So yeah, I'm sticking with sheep's head. Sheep's head are my favorite fish to catch. Well, that sky is starting to look pretty gnarly, so let me get on with question number 2, which comes from Robert Young, and he wants to know, he says, "Looking to buy my first kayak and start learning to fish. Thanks to you and your posts and videos." That's pretty cool. He says, "Any ideas for starting?" And to be honest, a lot of people ask that question of me. They want to know what kind of kayak they should get for their first kayak. And if you've ever, and if you're hunting for your first kayak, your budget might not allow to get something like this crazy Hobie kayak that I'm on. My budget didn't allow it when I first started fishing, and I think everybody should probably do the same thing. You should go out and get yourself a cheap kayak, because kayak fishing is so popular nowadays. You can probably sell it if you decided you didn't like it, if you wanted to upgrade, or if kayak fishing just wasn't for you. Ooh, nice lightning. But as far as buying a kayak, I would go on Craigslist, check the want ads there, because you'll see all the posts that are local to you, and you might find yourself a used kayak pretty cheap. You got to make sure, I mean, there's so many factors. I could sit here and talk about it for an hour, or until I get struck by lightning. So I'll keep it concise, given the storm that's closing in. Get a sit on top, because they're easier to get in and out of. They self-bail, you know, assuming it has scupper holes, which it should. And make sure it's big enough to support you. You know, a friend of mine who was over 300 pounds got himself a brand new one, like a Pescador, I think it was called. Striker 11.5 foot, I believe. I can't remember the make of it. Anyways, its weight capacity was 500 pounds, and he put some pontoons on it, and it was just more than stable for even a big guy like that. If you're a small guy like myself, you don't have to worry about the size so much. But that's my answer to anybody who's looking for getting their first kayak. It would be try Craigslist and get yourself a used cheap one, because time on the water will tell you what you really need, whether it's a bigger kayak or a faster one, or if you need this option or that option. You'll find out. And if you get a used cheap kayak, you won't have to put a lot of money up front, which is important, because when you first get a kayak, you got to buy your kayak. If you're new to fishing, you got to buy rods and reels, and you got to get a life jacket, which is here somewhere, and all your little things. You know, make sure you got a whistle and the things you need to be somewhat safe out there on the water. All these little things can add up, so don't spend a lot of money at first. Just by all means, get yourself a kayak, and start cheap. That's my advice as far as that's concerned. So I'll finish with the third question. Yeah, and the third question has been posted by a lot of people. I can't think of, I don't have any one person written down, so the question was, has anybody ever told me that I sound like Christopher Walken? Yeah, once or twice. And oh my gosh, you know, honestly, I just remembered that I had that question written down, and the next thing you know, I'm going to start talking like Mr. Walken. The problem with that is that once I start doing that, it's like a potato chip. You know, you have one potato chip and you can't just stop. It's you know, when I start talking like Christopher Walken, I have a hard time stopping. So yes, people have said to me that I sound like Christopher Walken. The thing, if you know, he's from Queens and I'm from Brooklyn. Big difference. Big, huge difference. And honestly, I don't think I sound like him at all. Nothing. So, not at all. So, yeah. All joking aside, that's my first Q&A. If you guys like this video, then let me know. Leave a comment below or a thumbs up, or if you think I should get back to fishing, you know, give it a thumbs down and tell me to quit the shenanigans. But either way, let me get back to it, and see you next time.